Hey, Tyron.
Hey, Tyron. I am doing 1,000% better. Thank you.
And he's not exaggerating with that number,
Yeah.
from what I understand.
There you are.
What the hell were we doing last? I actually don't remember for once.
We were in the city. We had just I think you and I had gotten out of interrogation because we had been in contact with demonic presences, and that's bad. Even though we fought them, but that's still bad. So,
yeah.
According to my notes, there's something to do with a Boulay dwarven made liquor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's relevant somehow. I just can't quite put
important.
that one together, but I'm sure it'll come up.
Why don't we do a recap?
We had just witnessed the dragon flying around and
Yes.
basically restarting everyone's forges.
Mm-hmm.
We had gotten through the interrogation. I had somehow gotten a writ that allowed me passage. We're still not sure how that worked. The lord of the city is not letting anyone leave, and the city is slowly getting overpopulated.
Mm-hmm.
And we were thinking about just piecing out and saying screw it to all the plot hooks. I remember that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hey, you can do whatever you'd like.
I turned to my comrade and stab him.
I'd like to roll to bleed.
Now, what's really unpleasant is I only have my fists to stab with, so
It's
Oh,
a
I thought
very
you got those-
blunt
it's a
stabbing.
large wound, is what I'm trying to say. It's,
Right, yeah. No, I thought you got the fist.
Oh, I do have the
blades.
glaives. Yeah, I do have the glaives. So I put the glaive down and then I punch right through.
No,
Well,
I mean,
that's
you could completely go full renegade, and one of you's even dressed for it.
I am not evil. I'm just saying. Oh, never mind. I didn't even notice the sweater.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
no, that's
You
good.
automatically
Subtle.
assumed it was you.
It's such a natural reaction. You know?
Yeah. Perfect.
No, but that is good. I'm actually I'm glad that everybody was remembering so many of the things that happened despite the long break. But yeah, that's the long and short of it.
I cheated.
You cheated?
Damn it.
Did you cheat and take notes?
No,
Man.
I actually reviewed the end of the YouTube video.
Okay, no,
Oh,
that
even
is
better.
okay. That is cheating because you have insider information.
It's
It's
true.
posted on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well,
He posted it live.
that's true.
You could have done it too.
Not gonna lie, I don't watch all the way through, but I do tend to watch the beginnings just to see where were we at in this episode. Oh, okay, I remember where we are. And then I didn't watch all the way to the end, so that's on me.
In my defense, I was working on the Star Trek animation like all freaking day. That's why I was late. That's why I was like, I have 3 images to edit. Let me finish this. And that's why I was like, just give me a minute.
No time. No time.
That's fair.
But yeah, that is essentially it. And that Boulay thing that has to do with the inn, which is the only establishment in Gracklestug that accepts non-Durgar guests, which is in the merchants area.
Okay.
Which is, as Liam said, vastly overpopulated right now. Because the Deep King, for some reason, is not letting anyone out. He's been issuing a whole bunch of edicts that make apparently no real sense, including that one. And he met up with some Orc Merc gang, which is probably the most helpful person out of the entire city that you met. You have your own little side business going.
Yeah.
Where
The
prestidigitation.
smells. Yeah, I remember that. The smell masks.
Yep. And yeah, a couple of the people that are right here, like Glabacool, currently, as far as you know, stuck in customs. Ari has, along with the other giant lizards and a lot of the other cargo, has gone off to try and take care of that situation. You always have to deal with customs. It's just a thing of life. Oh, you also do have Ront with you, of course.
He's extremely helpful in this delicate social and communicative diplomatic situation we're in.
Right.
He's He is who he is, but he completely knows enough to just shut up when everybody's doing this stuff. He's like, I'm just here.
Got it.
Like,
On standby, ready to go.
I mean, he just mentioned 10 forms you got to fill out. I'm not going to touch that.
Mhm.
He's been sticking around. Bupido has been asking about getting back to his lab, although he's still sticking around. And you do have Asha, who has been really just led around and has been very, very, very quiet and surprisingly well behaved ever since you used the Dawnbringer Greater Restore on her.
That almost sounds ominous if you're thinking about it.
Oh no, I mean there's no insight check needed. It just obviously there was a personality shift.
Yeah,
But she's not
we're just not sure
complaining.
which version of crazy it is this time around.
She's not complaining all the time, so there's that.
No, she's just planning to stab us.
And honestly, this is the place where this is probably least out of place out of all the places you've been to, because I mean, people have servants and whatnot, including some drow that are around here, so it looks fairly normal. Yeah, that's where we left off. You have an invitation from the Orc Merc Company group, rather adventuring group, to meet with them in the Beulah establishment, which I'm just going to call it the Beulah establishment, I suppose, because I can't ever remember Gorl Braun. But it does. It means Beulah in Dwarvish. And Liam, of course, you seem to have this pass that allows you to go around the city unfettered, and you seem to be able to take people with you, so you do have that.
How many people, though? Like, what's that?
I'm unsure. I mean, you were able to bring both of you back, seemingly without issue.
Mhm.
Although you got stopped every, 10 steps because, something's not right. Oh, okay, you got the paperwork. Go on your way.
No, we're cool. Hang on. No, we're cool.
So
Hang on.
It's a line
No,
of
we're
city
cool.
Pretty
guards.
much.
Yeah, it's just a line of city guards every 10 feet. They can actually see each other, so they can see
Yeah.
us use the paper and then move on to the next one.
Yeah. No, yeah, they
In case I
watch
drop
too.
it.
No, but, I mean, they weren't like that. They weren't obviously trying to harass you, but, if
They
you
were
got
just
out of sight-
succeeding at harassing.
They were unintentionally harassing you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. They had advantage.
They so and that is where we left off. Ari said, I'm gonna go see if we can get all of this custom stuff taken care of. If you need to, just take a load off, and hopefully I'll be back in a few hours.
Turn to him and say, so we can take a load off, or hear me out. We could go find the corrupt king and kill him.
Well, you do know where he is.
It's a bold move.
Suddenly 5 people look at you right next to you.
We're going to kill. No,
No, actually, as a reminder, it is so noisy around here that everybody has disadvantage on
that's
auditory perception checks. So the chances of somebody overhearing you are actually pretty low.
I don't actually. I almost say that. I don't say kill, but I say like fix. Like this sounds like there's something wrong here, and obviously no one's doing anything about it. Sorry, and obviously no one's doing anything about it.
Yeah.
Someone who's been shouting says, "That's right," and holds up a sign.
I'm with you. I'm with
Yeah.
you.
Someone's got to do something about it right now. What do we do?
So we would want to see if we can find somebody who maybe has a little bit more insider information. Not like we can't wander into the court and of course ask, why are you making all these edicts? Like, can we find somebody, maybe ask around here if somebody knows why all the edicts, like what occurred that made the king change his standpoint.
If you'd like to do some investigating, you got 2 ways to go about it. You can either be the charismatic type, make me a charisma persuasion, or an intelligence investigation to seek out information.
Okay.
Or-
okay.
Option 3, if you have an alternative.
So I'm gonna grab the nearest person. This is option 3.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna Batman him.
Swear to me.
Swear to me. And they're like, what?
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Batman's one weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't hear you in crowds.
So what I'm thinking is we should try both methods. Now, Oh my God, Guido, I can't remember your character's name.
Liam.
Liam. I can't remember my character's name.
Mark.
Mark. Thank you.
And Taston. Thanks.
I remember Taston. Weirdly enough,
that's the
that
one.
one just was whatever. So Liam, and whatever I am, you strike me. You've already got the insider. You've got the pass. You've got the. You need to go with us, don't you? Never mind. We can't split up. Can we?
Wubala says, well, speaking of splitting up, I'm going to go split up because I don't want to be around here anymore, and I know a way out of here. So I'm going to go back to my place. So see you later, maybe. If you ever need to get in touch, just there's a fellow around here, goes by the name of Droki. This isn't quite legal. He's not quite legal, but he's a good message courier, and he knows routes through the city. Right? He's a little crazy. He's a Darrow, of course, but I repeat myself. And he shows you this little hand signal, and if you'd like, you can make an intelligence investigation check. But he shows you on this. But he shows you this hand signal, and he says, "Just do this, like somewhere in the open, and I guarantee you, he will try to meet up with you as soon as possible." He's got a network.
And who's telling us this?
Bupido.
Bupido,
thank you.
I'll try the gang signs here. Rolled a 7. I somehow pull a finger out of joint trying to make it out.
Oh, no, sorry. Clarification. This isn't for actually making the symbol. This is for recognizing something about it.
Oh, okay. So I do not have the dexterity for this. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I mean it's easy. It's it's just weird looking.
Okay.
But he says, yeah, you got it. Just don't let the guards see you doing that. They'll ask too many questions. If they do see you doing it, just say I had a cramp or something.
I'm stretching my hand out.
Yeah.
Plausible deniability. They can't actually arrest you if they don't have proof you were doing something.
So I rolled a 20.
Oh, okay. So
it's my good roll for the night right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you do actually recognize what this is. This is Drow sign language.
Oh my God.
You're like, I don't know exactly what that means, but that's definitely in the Drow sign language alphabet. It spells something.
After he has left, I will share that information with my comrades. After he is no longer present.
Yeah. And I rolled a 6, so
okay. Yeah, this is just like obscure. You happen to know this.
All right. So now we have 3 choices. We can get down with the drow. We can charisma check. We can I forget the other check, but we can try to investigate. Figure out what the heck we're doing here.
Yeah, I think that's an intelligence check.
Yeah.
And just as you say, we have 3 choices. Liam, you see
so
somebody.
Investigate or basically charisma.
That's right.
Or drow it up.
Or drow, yeah.
Yo.
Well,
I mean, I think we should do all 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we shouldn't split up. I've changed my mind. Because you I don't know where you are relative to me. Wherever you are, somewhere in the world.
I'm on the West Coast.
I guess I could double check here, actually. You're up actually above me. I was right the first time. You have the document that shows that we have the right to walk around here and not in the foreign quarter, effectively. And you're also the talker. And you are probably the most skilled at actually figuring out what the heck is going on. No, actually, I guess, Liam, you'd be the highest charisma and int, wouldn't you?
I've got investigation, but my charisma is crap.
Oh, that's right. This is the party that has no one with a good charisma.
I mean, I've got a +1.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Well, I got you beat. I got a +0. Yep. So we can Three Stooges our way through it.
Perfect.
So let's do it in order of failure, of least likeliness. So let's try the charisma check, then let's try the int check, and then let's throw the gang sign up if we fail.
That's not what it is.
Oh,
So
it's
we
just
start with persuasion.
Yeah. So let's okay. One of you two do it. I'll roll to give you a +2. I'll roll a 20.
Wow.
Wait, what?
Okay.
That's my 2 20s out just for the month right there.
Wow.
I'm never gonna, even as I know you probably haven't seen all of Guido, but even as a GM, my dice are crap. My players have survived through so many things because I'm like, well, I don't hit you. Well, this doesn't happen. Well, I do no damage. Just
Hours of safety.
yeah.
At least it's February, so it's a short month.
True.
Yeah, there you go.
That's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I give a +2 to one of you.
Do?
Dear GM.
I would say
No.
save that for the intelligence check.
No. So the investigation, I've got a +7.
Okay.
So let's give that to your charismatic, however you're going to do that.
Oh, so you want me to
Okay.
just use the 20 as the charisma check?
Or we could do that. I mean,
Because then we could do your investigation check separate from that and hopefully get more info or better info. Was my
right.
thinking.
Yeah. Absolutely. I was thinking of the investigation being separate. So,
But I do have to ask. Oh, wrong direction. So GM, you have to verify this because I did already declare that roll for a help check, not a regular check. So if you're okay with reallocating it, it's up to you.
No, that's fine. Just say normally when you're helping somebody out, you give them advantage. There's no stat bonus.
I thought it was a +2.
Oh.
Okay.
I think that's like a 3.5 roll.
Oh, that's probably what's in my head.
Yeah.
All right. Well, either way,
Yep.
I rolled
you can totally
a
you can
20
keep the roll.
because I get
Yeah.
+0 on my charisma.
All right.
And I'm trying to schmooze my way through, and I'm a dwarf, so I can move through the crowd a little bit easier. Like, hey, tell me about. It's like in the dialogue in Fallout
Right.
or Oblivion, where there's like, tell me about this. Oh, this one has a grayed out. This one is grayed out, and I'm just.
Decide the low int option. You're like, well,
No.
yeah, you roll a 20 and immediately you got this suave swagger that you start going around with.
Oh, and then I buy a couple people drinks, and-
Yeah, so you start going around and it pretty quickly funnels you into the inn because that's really the only place where people are actually tossing stuff around in this district.
Mhm.
Aside from just random babble about stuff in the streets that really doesn't seem to have any usefulness as far as you can tell.
Now the weird part is I was buying people drinks outside of the inn. I'm not sure what from or what they are.
Yeah,
I
I
carry
don't know
one
where you
in
got
with
that.
me.
You got-
I'm not going to drink
But
this,
no.
whatever it is.
no, I mean drinks are outside because the place inside is just so packed.
Ah, okay, that makes
So
sense.
they're doing takeout.
There's no open
It's-
container law.
it's
No,
the beer
there's
garden.
not.
It's the
Exactly.
yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go. It's an impromptu beer garden,
Yeah.
and as packed as one can be during spring break.
Spring break.
It's much less fun though.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you're working the crowd pretty well actually. I mean, you meet there's even a couple of dwarves from far away places down here. Don't mean any that you know, obviously, but did you freeze or were you just? Oh, sorry, thought you froze for a second. Yeah, no, I can see now. It's not the case. And there's a couple things that become immediately apparent as you're working the crowd and talking with people, seeing what's going on. First is most of them have been here for a while. Some of them even up to a month or more. And it's really just been waiting. So they have the most information as to what's really been going on. The discussion is mostly amongst how over the last month, and even some of them even say beyond that, there seemed to be a sudden uptick in laws and such that didn't really make a whole lot of sense. And this happens sometimes with rulers, but the Deep King, instead of going through his council and stuff, started issuing verdicts over and over and over again that It made absolutely no sense. And you talk with some other people and they're like, yeah, this happened around the same time as we started hearing about, and they keep their voices low when they say this, obviously trying to keep this information away from anyone who might possibly be some official. They heard stories about these isolated settlements around Gracklestug being attacked by demons. And around that time, Gracklestug started becoming really, really anti-demon. I mean, more so than the average person. Like literally, as
Who wouldn't
anyone,
be anti-demon?
yeah, but literally, if anyone even mentioned it, they'd get taken away, and normally they'd see him again, but they would shut up about it. And the impression you get is that Gracklestug is trying to pretend that there is nothing wrong. There is no demon presence anywhere. But at the same time, they're locking everyone in here, pretty much. Yeah, there's no demons in Gracklestug. Nothing at all. I mean, everything's fine. Everyone stay inside and don't leave.
His outfit's appropriate for this particular thing because Reapers.
They've dismissed those claims.
Yep. There are no demons here. Sorry.
Spent 3 games talking to the council about this, and they just don't get it.
Thank you, Bregwin.
Yeah.
I greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, and everybody's like on the wise, but nobody's really like worried about it per se. They actually feel fairly safe in here. They're just frustrated that they can't get out. Some of the older merchants who normally go through here say that all of the edicts really don't make a whole lot of sense, and they're used to this place making sense. So
thank you, Lore. I appreciate.
They're a little worried about that, but that's about it. Some of the trade routes they say have gotten a little more dangerous, but they really don't have any more than secondhand knowledge about that. Apparently, trade has stopped from way down the Dark Lake. They're not really trading with the Kuatoa anymore. They've stopped transporting things.
This has been going on for how long?
They say a month-ish.
Okay. Because I'm just wondering about the math behind that, the critical mass of like, you can have people coming in and bringing supplies in, but then those people can't leave. And then they start using up the supplies they brought because they have to live too. And then you start speeding that up with more and more people that you're adding. So you're going to reach a critical mass very quickly where supplies are going to run out since nobody can trade anymore because they can't get out of the city.
Yeah. No one really brings that up. Mark, you can get the feeling they're just not thinking about it. Because they're convinced this will probably just blow over. This is just very inconvenient for them. You get the feeling that a lot of people here are probably, at least in this area, fairly well off, so they're not really concerned about staying here for a while. They've got money to burn.
Right, so they're stupid. Got it. Well, that's my charisma check. Liam, I guess.
There is one more thing.
Wait, hang on. I grabbed one other guy as I've signed that.
There are some drow who are also working the crowd that you managed to, not entangle with because you recognize that they're doing the same thing you are.
Of course they are. Wait, could I get away with killing them in this crowd?
Wow.
No, I'm sorry. What I mean by that is...
It's not a non-zero chance.
Have you been playing Hitman? You've been playing Hitman, haven't you?
Actually, I've been playing the Assassin's Creed series, but...
okay.
I'm just curious because, like, what would this crowd think of dead drow? Is the actual question there.
They'd probably be pretty upset since there's several embassies in here.
Oh,
international.
It'd be like it'd be like killing like a foreign official in the city.
Do I have any poison? Do we have poisons amongst us? Anyway?
Drow do.
Okay,
but no,
people have it.
These idea.
Yeah.
While I want to finish my check, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then while Liam and Taston are doing their investigation check, because I'm an idiot, I've got an int of 10. I want to go fish around in the pockets of one of the drow.
Oh, okay.
Sleight of hand, right?
Yeah. So you recognize. Well, go ahead and make me an intelligence history check because there are obviously multiple houses moving around doing this.
Good thing I have history because that's only a 10 on the dice, but that would be a 13, I guess. Yeah, 13.
Okay. So there is one house that you do recognize right off the bat, because they're actually a fairly famous house, House Bainray. They have some people working the crowd, and it's one of the. I mean, the reason you know this is it's one of the oldest drow houses out of Menzo Branson. Another one you don't actually know what this one is. Maybe a lesser house, but they. I mean, drow house symbols all look unfortunately fairly similar if you don't know what they are.
Yeah.
The third one, you do know this one kind of vaguely. This one is House Orlarin. And the only reason you know them is that they're supposed to be like the most magical house of Menzo Branson. And also, they supposedly moved some people out of Menzo Branson sometime in recent history. Like actually expanding outwards. But yeah, there are three of them working the place. The question is, who do you want to try and nab stuff from?
I'm gonna turn to my party here, get some advice, nation. Do you have any?
As one of my background elements, just for my character, I actually do have sleight of hand.
Oh.
So,
maybe
do
you
you
should
actually
that.
have sleight of hand?
No, I just have Dex. But
Okay, because I was going to say I can give you a few pointers if you want to go that route.
The main thing, so okay, all joking and memeing aside, the main thing is I want to see if A, they have anything notable on them, which they probably don't, but B, and more importantly, I want to see if they're shipping around any poison.
Good chance.
And if they do, I'm probably going to try and grab it.
The chances that they're not are lower than the
Yes.
chances that they are.
Yes,
right.
like I said, I just want to rip the poison out of their dying bodies as they gasp for breath.
They're being polite.
I'm being polite too. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. This is just going to take a moment. Just hold still. What do you think, Liam?
I'm thinking that talking to the clan that's more magical may be more productive.
Of course, you would suggest that one. Hang on, I roll charisma check against my party member to discern his internal motive, or his not internal. What do you call it?
Discern.
Ulterior. There, his ulterior motive. Now, the good thing is I rolled a 2. Now, with my charisma of 10, that makes that a 2.
I'm entirely believable.
It makes
this makes perfect sense. Yes.
I beeline for the magical people. Do I get the bonus from Tasman?
Yeah. So if you're working together, one of you can grant the other one advantage on the sleight of hand check.
Okay.
So what is your dex, Tasman?
My dex is 13, so you've got the better dex, but I can run interference.
What's your proficiency in it? It should be 3, right?
It is just +1.
Oh, well, that actually means we have the exact same roll. Then it's +3 in both cases.
Okay.
I'm obvious. I'll run interference. Nobody would suspect a cleric, right? And I'll be the fall man in case. So I'll assist. And I actually rolled well, so that's a 19 to assist.
Okay.
Oh, you just auto assist.
But okay, whatever. You get advantage then.
You have advantage.
Great.
Oh. Yep. So obviously these are magical looking drow. They got the whole robe get up, and you're like, that's probably a caster.
So I'm thinking magical caster has robes. Robes are probably flowing, so if they're going to have poison at the ready, they'll probably have it like up a baggy sleeve inside, which probably doesn't show on camera at all.
About a month ago, you had a very long time to study where they keep their poison up in person, up close.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So assuming it's similar, if not exactly the same, I'll basically use that interference to just kind of snap wing past as I'm going past them.
All right, make your check.
Oh boy.
He goes by and leans down to talk to somebody. He seems to like leaning over at people.
This is advantage or not advantage?
With advantage, yes.
With advantage. That's a 10. That's a 1. We're going to go with the 10. That's 11.
Oh.
All right.
He turns and immediately I'm ready to go.
Yeah, basically, as he just like turns and slams me into the ground.
I'm in attack mode. Let's do this. In fact, can I prepare an action?
Prepare for this to
What
fail?
type of action?
So I'm assisting, so that's kind of technically. I suppose. Okay, my prepared action is to grab Taston and fling him out of the way.
Okay.
Okay.
You trying to deflect blame? Is that your intention?
Kinda. Like the idea is I'm gonna try to make it look like it was me who did it.
Okay, gotcha. So, Taston, you
Smell
are
a brawl.
Yeah.
You know, you're
Yep.
Act casual.
Nothing but the cleric.
No, it's actually going, okay, maybe you haven't done
Human
this
cleric.
in a while, but you start blending into the crowd. You use the old familiar pickpocketing skills that apparently you learned a little while back, and you start reaching around, and you see the telltale sign of somebody who's felt something. Like, he gives like a little start and then twist around to see what's reaching around his side. And you can tell that he sees you reaching in there, feeling around out of the corner of his eye. Do you want to do your action, Mark? You have a split second.
If I see this, I'm going to play it off like I'm drunk and just kind of stumbling along.
I'm gonna flip.
I'm like, oh, maybe I was just looking around at the wrong thing, and then
We'll see what Mark does.
okay.
The coin says go with the distraction.
All right.
Okay.
So
Meanwhile,
to be yeah, so if I could retcon that slightly, I want to kind of like stumble right into Taston drunkenly,
Okay.
and just and just kind of and then have my hand be where his hand was.
In that case, Mark, I'd like you to make a deception check, a charisma
Got
deception.
it. No, I've got a plus
Just
0.
need a line of people. We'll have Ron go next to see if he
sorry,
can do it.
we're all drunk.
Perfect.
Yeah, Ron, you need to be the next one here.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, thank God. That's an 18 on the dice.
An 18. Okay. So you do a very convincing act of a drunken stumble, and as he's turning around to look, you replace Taston. Taston, you get shoved to the side, stumble across a few people, and they're like, "Hey!"
Oh,
And-
sorry, I've had a little too much of this. Amazing.
And Drow's eyes, this fairly elegant Drow mage, guy, his eyes meet you, and he looks both surprised and also a little pleased. Mark,
Oh God, he's into dwarves. I'm out. I
like,
run for the exit at full tilt.
but make the mistake. He says, "Would you please remove your hand from my robes?"
Oh yeah, no. So if I didn't make this clear, my hand's been here the whole time. Like the whole point was to replace the hand. Taston's
Yeah,
hand
no,
with mine.
he says,
And so what I'm gonna do is I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
"Oh,
Sorry, sir. And I forget his clan name, but I remember it in characters. I didn't mean to stumble into one of the venerated of Clan Bootlibop. Oh. And then I'm gonna like clunk onto the table that he was currently leaning over, like, what are they putting?
oh, my friend, it is fortunate we ran into you. I've been looking for you."
You've been looking for me?
Yes, and he says something in well, I guess you can speak.
I was gonna say, I know Elvin.
Yeah. He says, he shouts over to another Drow gentleman. He says, "Agraf, we found one of them." He says, "Oh, my friend, you seem to be a little tipsy."
Oh, this stuff, it just goes right through you and then
Here,
back up the other way, if you know
Let
what
me
I
help
mean.
you up. And he makes a show of trying to help you
Thank
up.
you. Thank you. Is he pickpocketing me while he's doing this?
Make a perception check.
Yeah. That's an 8.
It doesn't
He
seem
turns the favor.
Actually, I guess that's wisdom, right?
It is wisdom, yes.
Okay,
Wisdom.
that's actually 11, but still.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. He says, "My friend, there is no reason you should be here in this beer garden, drinking this unfortunate swill.
It
We have
doesn't
room in
taste
the
very
embassy
good.
for you, and
Okay.
you came with some friends, did you not?"
I did. I came with, and now I'm gonna make up some names.
Okay.
Ron.
No, so hang on. I actually don't remember, but you remember the drow we started with?
Oh.
Oh, the prince who fell to
The
his
guy
death.
who, yeah,
Zareth.
No, not him. Although
Oh,
I
the
could
one that ran
name drop
away.
him too. But yeah, the one who pieced out in like the
Who bravely
like the
ran
third
away.
session.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zareth.
Zareth. Okay, so I came here with Zareth of I forget his. Did he even tell me his house? I say that in character. Did he even tell me his house? I don't know. And there was what was his name? And then I mentioned the prince, whose name I also can't remember, who died.
Durandal.
Darindel. Oh, and oh, I'm sorry, this brew is going right through me. Give me a moment. There was a third one.
Did you also come here with Liam and Erie and Ront and those other fellows we know so much about?
Lee, see, now I got to decide how far I want to take this. If I want to double down or not. That's a good question. Are you two doing anything while this conversation is happening?
I'm
Since you're
I
like
made my way
2 feet
away,
that way.
but then I turned I tried to make my way around out of visibility so I can see what happens, because I can I'll try and back you up if this goes sideways, but at the same time I don't want to be in their line of vision.
Really
so
like the
circle
idea
back around the other way.
that Liam's over there with a. I don't know if you can see this with a pipe.
Ront says, "Shall we do anything?" Nope.
This is just
So, admittedly, I was wondering if the drow was going to be pickpocketing Mark when he basically picked him up. I'm picturing Liam is sitting at one of the tables, just with his feet up on the table, just sitting back, just chilling.
Okay. If you want to make a perception check too to see if he's doing anything weird, you can.
Or there's others here too in the bar. So if you want to keep check on them as well. I'm focused on the dude who's totally not pickpocketing me.
15.
15? I mean, he doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Yeah.
He's either really good or he's not doing anything at all. Who knows?
Yep. But
could be either. He's definitely a wizard, though.
A wizard, Drowie.
He's a wizard.
You're fired.
Yep.
So,
but yeah, he says, my friend, do not think of this as an invitation, not a just a request, not a demand. But you and your friends have some information we would be willing to pay for. You just merely need to come to the Zorlarian Embassy. And he points to above the walls of this place, and you can see a building, and there's 3 drow like way off there on top of the building, just staring into the crowd.
That's creepy.
And you notice that there are 2 other buildings like that where there's groups of drow that are just staring into the crowd, scanning the area. Looks like 3 separate buildings.
hey.
When we first got here, didn't we meet up with some other drow that gave us a similar invitation?
Yes.
Was it the same clan or?
It
was when you were selling the sense.
I would have to go back and look at my notes. Yes, it was.
Okay.
Because Liam, you had an interaction with them. I don't think so. I think it was a different clan.
Okay.
Looking at my notes. Yeah, because it was one of these 3, and remember we rolled for it, and it was this one. Yep.
All right. So how about this? We pull Yojimbo and play the 2 drow houses against each other.
That's thinking like a drow.
Aston was always a drow.
That's my secret. I'm always a drow.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to be polite and House, what's your fig? I'm sorry, I can't remember the name.
Zorlaren.
House Zolarin.
You can tell that annoyed him a little bit.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't say that in character. I didn't say that in character. I'm not that stupid in character. I'm just that stupid out of character.
Oh, gotcha.
House Zolarin. I've heard good things about you folk. Building across the way?
Yes, that one. Just ask for Zareth.
Zareth.
Yes.
Got it. Isn't he dead?
Dead? No. Rumors of his demise have been greatly exaggerated.
Oh, I heard all kinds of weird things out in the Underdark. You know how it is. Oh, people just spouting.
You can tell he gives you like a knowing glance. I'll say that.
Either way, thanks very much for the assist. I can't, sir. Oh, I need to get me something to clear my head. Excuse me a moment. And I kind of stumble into the crowd, and I will actually bother to commit to the bit here and try to find the bartender and try to get a coffee or something, right?
Okay. Yeah, you can tell that he and the other companion, they stopped their search. They're just sitting there smiling and watching you.
I'm fully committed. You know, I go over, get the coffee.
You push through the crowd, and you're like, I need a coffee.
I need to wake up juice.
The poor people at this place are just so overworked. They're putting stuff out as fast as they can.
Oh, take your time. I'll just be sitting.
The Duragar behind the bar just quickly, shoves his hand up at the board, and you can see it's like a copper.
I throw out a gold.
A gold. Okay.
We could drink the entire pot of coffee then.
Just live the pot, please.
They just. Unfortunately, you don't get any special treatment. They don't have time for that. But you do get a full pot of some hot liquid. Smells nice, though. Earthy, very earthy.
Very earthy.
It's dirt.
Awesome.
You realize you've never seen coffee down here. But I seem to know kind of what you want.
There's no coffee beans in the Underdark. Wait,
you know that thing that you do when you take a drink, what your mouth doesn't actually open? And then you just put it back down. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going...
It's actually nice, and this is obviously probably based off of some fungi or something.
It's based off of coffee. It's not coffee, but
coffee adjacent.
It's in a direction.
It's an approximate coffee taste, but it's not bad.
All right, I'll actually take like a sip with the next
how much caffeine can you get from a fungus?
Oh, you'd be surprised in the Underdark.
Oh, okay.
It's actually magical caffeine, so I'm just like, am I wired from this?
Am I wired? I actually
powerful.
I do need to see the effects of this. Hold on.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure there's a Constitution save in my future here. I want to know.
Or ramifications, if nothing else.
Where are you? It's not Blue Cap. Where are you?
It's a Racticino.
I like how half of these are like surprisingly edible.
That's not good.
That's. There's a human corpse. It's surprisingly edible.
Oh, nope.
Oh, here it is. In the exotic. That's right.
If you're feeling daring.
Using the last 3 days, I just watched the final season of Bones. The investigation show.
Yeah.
Lots of dead bodies.
It's okay. They're surprisingly edible.
Exactly.
No.
So here bad. Okay. Yeah. So you do have a Constitution save at the moment.
Here it is.
Or you can choose to be affected by it.
I'm going to do the save.
Okay.
I trust nothing. Oh my god. So I'm hit by it.
Okay.
I mean, that's a 5 total.
You feel really good. As a matter of fact, you like physically see yourself grow in size a little bit. And like you feel great. You feel like you could, lift a boulder.
See through time.
Yes, I can see all the colors. I can taste all the colors. So no, it's not a poison ogier. It's much worse.
No, it's just actually is fine. This is Durgar coffee.
Yep.
I mean, you did give them a gold.
I did. That's
It's
true.
true.
They're gonna
That
give
is true.
you
I even
the
notated
good
that down.
stuff.
I'm down to 2 gold now.
Oh,
Yeah, do you want to? You finally glance up at the menu and just like search for whatever you got.
Yeah.
You finally figured out big wig surprise.
Surprise!
Yep.
You're dead. No. So I go and find the nearest train to suplex.
Okay, you suplex the train.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
No, but you are actually physically bigger right now.
Oh my god.
Noticeably bigger.
I immediately apologize to the people who I'm no doubt now squishing against.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's large creatures here, so and you're not large.
That's true.
But there are a couple positive effects to this thing. So where is it? You can lift things as if you were one size category larger. You also deal an extra 1d4 damage with your melee attacks.
Oh my god. We need to go kill something right now. I'm ready.
And you now have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
All right. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna just sit here and commit to the bit for a minute. If you two want to slip out or come to me, I'm basically giving you the option.
well, without being able to communicate, I think.
Unfortunately, I don't think we have a code phrase for I'm being watched right now, so decide what you're gonna do.
Yeah, it's not ham sandwich.
No.
Ham sandwich under glass.
I'd like to order a ham sandwich. What did I say?
I mean, yeah.
Bacon
Yeah,
alert.
without knowing the context, I would probably eventually make my way around to you being quote subtle about it.
Mhm.
But not knowing what's going on and that your interaction with the drow did not end with somebody being on fire, so it's probably temporarily okay at least. So I'll make my way over to you at the bar.
Okay. In that case, I'll be like, oh. And then I will not look at you.
Mhm.
Once I notice you're there, I will not look at you.
Eye
I'll look
level
at you.
for like the first time.
That's true. You notice I'm slightly larger than normal.
What did he do to you?
I slowly slide the drink over to you. It does not smell like coffee. It's coffee.
Okay, I'll try a sip.
Okay.
Oh God, no.
Surprisingly earthy.
Let's see. That's a con
Make a
check.
Constitution saving throw.
9 total.
9. All right. So unfortunately, Mark, you are no longer at eye level with him.
Aww.
As you get larger, Aston, and you have the same effects going for you. You feel great. You're energized. And at this point, the coffee's gone.
Aww.
Wow.
But yeah, you feel great.
While you're
We need-
drinking,
Take on the
We
world.
need more of that.
yeah, we need to get a whole tank out of this stuff. While you're drinking, though, I will mention, the house. I've already forgotten the name. They've invited us over. We need to ask for Zareth. For some reason, I remember that.
Zolarin.
Zolarin, House Zolarin has invited
Okay.
us over. They say we need to ask for Zareth. They've had their eyes on us for a while. They knew both of you by name. I've been trying not to implicate you, just in case you wanted to try and bail, which is why I'm just sitting here at the bar.
Okay.
And that's our move, basically. We could, of course, play the houses off each other. I had this great idea, completely on my own, with no
Okay.
external input whatsoever.
Right. No, I'm all, yeah, let's hear it.
So it's this great idea. We're gonna play.
Okay.
You ever heard of Yojimbo? It's this wonderful
Yeah.
old dwarven
Nope.
tale.
No idea, but it sounds great.
Yeah, no, we're gonna totally Yojimbo this. I don't know where my accent's going. It's just bouncing all over the place.
It's all right.
Leans over
It's
to you
the
Liam, and
coffee.
says, "Is it just me, or are they like getting taller?" I'm weirded out, man.
This is not
What's
good.
going on?
It's okay. Calm. So we need to. What's the play? Other than the
Okay.
Yojimbo play, which I really think is a great idea.
Right, of course, yeah. No, that's a great idea. I can't believe I didn't think of it. So the downside is if we go there, we basically just walk right into what is potentially a trap without any sort of exit strategy.
Yep.
If we don't go, they may be a side ally. Don't trust them because they're drow. So, but at the same time, we don't have a lot of contacts in the city. So if we can see about hearing them out in a potentially escapable location, like we could do the FBI thing where you like go to the front door, but don't go into the house and say, "Can we ask you a few questions here on outside where it's in public?"
Hmm.
I mean, we have that option. We have the
we could also just bail.
Bupado's Underground.
We could go back and figure out what the hell's going on with the freaking dude.
Right, but they may also have information if they've set up an embassy
That's
here.
true.
So
And they may be able to get us in to see him and kill it. I mean, fix him.
fix him. Yeah.
Fix. We need to repair the situation with the surgical skill of a scalpel, I might say.
We'll take care of him.
Surgical skill of a sledgehammer.
Right, yeah. I found the off button. So yeah, I think maybe if they have an established embassy, they probably might have a little bit more of an idea of what the pulse of the city truly is. Because nothing else, they love information.
Yeah. All right. All right. That's our cover blown. Should I just go and let's go hit Liam and tell him how tiny and puny he is now?
Right. Yes. Let's do that too.
Okay.
Okay.
So we wander over to Liam. Are we still big?
Yeah.
Yeah. As I wander over, I'm doing that thing where you're like, I actually can't do it in real life.
You're just
but, you're just flexing like,
you're just
hey Liam. Oh, what's going on?
We are here to pump. You are.
Exactly. I love this girly man. Yeah.
Ront looks at you. So you're like at eye level with Ront, and he looks back at Liam and says, "This isn't right."
I look at Ron and I'm like, you remember when I broke your knee? Think of what I can do right now.
Why you take steroids? Unnatural.
Anything to win.
Yeah.
Anything.
I want to do the ultimate warrior grab the top rope thing.
Yeah, yeah. So, Liam, explain.
Exposition later.
Yeah, it's just one exposition later.
I think we should. I think we should take advantage of their invitation. Let's not be rude. We'll go ahead and see if they'll let us in.
Okay, well, time to die.
Yep.
Before we go, I make sure that my ring is equipped, which it is. Double check. I'm ready to go. Currently, for the viewers' sake, because you've probably forgotten, I currently have a comprehend languages, mage hand, prestidigitation, mending, and identify in this sucker.
Okay. It would not escape your notice the NPCs are outside of the foreigner area.
Mm-hmm.
So Liam, obviously, you will have to escort them, or you can try and sneak out.
Or we could kill our way over there.
You could try and do that too.
That might take some time.
It's take a
Take
while.
a little bit of time.
It's gonna take.
They're like,
And they can no. It's one of those situations where they see us and we're like, and then we kill like the two guards, and then we make it like 5 feet, and there's another bundle of guards, and there's a.
And we're like, we glance over there. Just we'll be right there.
Give me,
with you.
give me a minute. And then they're just like,
you could just walk. No. We got this. It's okay.
right here.
Yeah.
Hey, Biggie.
Yeah. So, I suggest we just go with Liam and his infinite ability to summon bureaucrats.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah. Just got the paper out.
Papers, please.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I have a question then. So you have, who do you want to take with you, if at all? You have Rond, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You also have Asha, who has just been sitting there, dead silent, just observing.
We are not taking Asha in there.
So then, do we want to have Ront watch her at the bar?
That's a good question. Do we trust either of them with each other?
I mean,
Question you can answer.
I was gonna say I could trust Ront, but I don't know if Ront's gonna be on the ball.
Yeah, that's
If
what I mean.
things go
Like,
sideways?
I don't mean like trust him as in he's going to betray us. I mean,
Oh, gotcha.
do you
Okay.
trust him with her, and do you trust her in the presence of him? Like, it's two different types of trust here, and they're both no.
Tasman, you get this ping of confidence that everything's going to be okay just from nowhere.
That's terrifying.
Mhm.
Do I also get that ping?
No.
So I'm like, no, there's no way. We've got to figure out some place to hide them. We need to get shelter and then just make
Right. So
them.
we get a room at the place and then just put them there and say,
Do they have room? I shove my way to the front of the thing. Room? And
No,
it's just a
there's no
question.
way.
Okay,
Not happening.
shove my way right back out. Yeah, they don't have a room.
Okay.
Are we at? Is this city at sleeping in the streets?
In this district,
level?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Outside, no. But in this district, oh yes. I mean, as Liam and I guess all of you can attest, once you get outside of here, it's actually relatively spacious.
If only one of us was a mage who had like a magical tent they could set up.
we
I
could go
don't have
back
that
and
spell
talk to the
yet.
mind flayer.
Ah, I thought you already had it. Okay.
No, it's on my list.
No, I know you mentioned it to me that you were planning on picking it up. Okay.
I mean, we could store her in Gobblegool, but that's going to be a bad end.
Yeah. Hey, take care of our drow for us, would you?
Yeah.
We'll take care of her. Okay, fine. Let's just take him with us. Whatever. I don't see an alternative.
Wait a minute. No, that's a bad idea.
What do you got? What do you got? Like I don't see a good answer here. But
Where would we put the bodies?
that's what the fire's for.
Have Bupido hold on to her.
That's not a bad idea. Like have Ront and her stay with Bupido while we go do this.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we want to bring her there because she might let something slip about the mirror. Or they may know about her in relation to the mirror. So
Or just the mere fact that she's a drow might cause complications.
well, fine. Yeah, if you want the obvious route.
I mean, you're absolutely right. I'm just saying, even if everything else is fine, they'd still be like, well, you're not from our house. And,
Right, yeah. No, she may be kill on site for all we know.
Yeah. It's like, this is a no-win. That's why I say she can't come with us. That's why I'm so torn. So, okay, yeah, let's, so I guess that means one of us has to go out and be like,
Yeah.
who wants to throw down the drow gang sign? I nominate Liam.
All right.
Make it look like a spell cast, I guess. Yeah.
That's not better.
Oh, not really.
Say,
Damn it.
wait.
Make it look like you're casting fireball.
Wait, no, I've got it. Let's do like a joint deception, okay? So I'll do some kind of gesture, and I'm gonna do a gesture similar to the sign, but not actually the sign, right? And then you're gonna be like, and then you're gonna do the actual sign, and then keep going, right? It's the baseball thing, right? You don't it's like the thing
Like
you
you're
do is
shaking
the
it off.
actual one.
No.
Yeah. And that way, so let's do this. I'm ready.
So he's calling for the sinker. Okay.
Yeah. I'll roll my deception here.
Okay.
Oh, thank God. That's a 17 on the dice. So 17.
That's 14 for me.
Okay. Well, I mean, you two are still like you're very distracting just because of what's happening right now. Hyped up on Duragar caffeine.
Yeah.
So we sound like the Sims.
Yep.
Yes.
Even do Mutaba.
So, Liam, you're throwing up the horns.
Ish.
What was that?
Throwing up the sign?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Bragwin's got the right of it.
So you do it,
Nothing.
and nothing happens for like a minute. You're like, well, okay. I guess that's that. And then from a nearby group of people, you hear someone shout up, "Hey, Droki's here!" Then someone says, "Droki's here!" And you see money start to exchange hands. Someone says, "I bet they'll catch him this time." And someone says, "No, 2 gold that they won't." And you see people start getting real excited. And you see climbing over the wall, this little figure, this Darrow. He's right here. I'll blow him up for real quick.
He's huge.
Yeah. This little Darrow in this leather getup. It looks like he's fashioned like displacer beast parts into this hat. And he's got little bells that are jangling on his side, making probably making some noise, but you can't hear it. And he's scrambling over the wall. And immediately Durgar guards start rushing towards him, shouting that he stopped, he is under arrest. He drops over the side of the wall, and you see him click his heels together, and then with supernatural speed, he starts darting to and fro through the crowds towards you, Liam. And he gets there well before the guards even have a chance to move through the crowd towards him. And the crowd, in the meantime, is parting ways for him like they've seen this before. They're like, "Yeah, go, Droki, go. Don't let him catch you." And
I'm going to... When this starts, I want to make sure that we have the woman in...
Like she's right there, ready to go.
Yeah, so we can
Okay.
hand her off, basically.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, but you had some time before he even showed up. Like,
Yeah, no,
she's-
I figured we prepped. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he speeds towards you, and he stops just short of you. And you can tell he obviously he's got magically enhanced speed as a wizard. You can tell that instantly. He comes to a dead stop, and you see he's got like a little courier bag, and he flips it open and pulls out this scroll blindingly fast, and he reads it real quick and says, "Liam, you have summoned me. What can I do for you? Quickly."
Can you take this this woman to Bupado?
Oh, Bupido. He's back in town. I know him well. Yes, I can do so. And he grabs the hand of Asha, and he starts dragging her off. He's a little slowed down.
Because she's not superhuman, apparently.
Yeah, but like he's almost like picking her up off the ground. He's moving so fast and just dragging her along. Like he weighs a ton, even though he really shouldn't. And he's still outpacing the guards. Maybe.
Okay.
We'll see. You have to roll for this.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. He's
Can
done
we
this before.
No, we don't want to assist.
We could.
He could. He does seem very proficient in this, though. Easy. I mean, he literally moves his base speed right now is 3 times as fast as the guards.
Jesus.
Oh wow.
I need his base speed. Jeez Louise.
Right.
I need to steal his boots.
Yeah, no kidding. People have tried. And he's dragging Asha through the crowd, and he actually circles around and he shoots straight through the middle of the entryway to here. As some of the other Durgar guards have been pulled away from it. Just threads the needle right between them, and then shoots out into the city as they give chase. One of the Durgar guards huffs up to you, Liam, and he says, "The individual known as Droki speak with you. What did he say?" And you see people over his shoulder, like the entire crowd, say, "Don't say anything."
I'm going to assist whatever Liam Lai comes up with. I'm just going to be at assistant status to give him advantage here.
Can you confirm or deny you were in colleague with Droki?
I really want to have something clever here.
You could just say, no, I cannot confirm or deny.
I could.
But yeah, I get you.
Oh, yeah, you know the noble answer.
Yeah, isn't the noble answer, I plead the fizith?
Yeah, I'm just going to say.
I don't recall.
Sorry.
Define in league.
He was asking for directions.
What did you tell him?
I told him
was
to
he
go
going?
that way.
Where was he going?
That way.
That way.
He asked you for directions to go that way.
He wanted to know where the guards were coming from.
So you see, he goes, and he decides to just give this up, and he walks away.
I'm the
You see-
advice of my attorney. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You see some money exchange hands as some people are they're like, well, I thought for sure they'd get him this time. And a couple people seem to have seen this for the first time. They're a little bit amused. But yeah, it seems like he's been a somewhat common sight around here. And just like that, Asha is spirited away, leaving you to presumably go to the embassy.
All right, roll initiative.
Actually, no.
No! I was joking.
We never even make it to the door. All the drow up on the walkway just mow us down with arrows.
As soon as you
Yeah,
get an
yeah,
embassy ground, they're like, chick, chick, chick. Oh, that was easy.
Wow.
They actually fell for it. I don't know.
can't-
Anyway, Bob,
I mean, the one
Here.
time it works.
There's 10 silver.
I've been trying that for months.
Yeah. Like, good job. They're patting the intern's back. He's like,
Oh my god, I need to add that. Like, if I ever make a CRPG like Baldur's Gate, there needs to be a what do you call it, a fake ending, where you could just walk into the trap and they kill you, but the game doesn't stop. It just keeps going for like another 5 or 10 minutes as
Right.
everyone's like, I can't believe that actually worked. And then it'll cut to like your childhood friend. He did what? And then it'll cut to like your ancient mentor. And he just face palms like, oh my
Yeah.
God, what? And then it cuts to the ancient evil, which is like,
I got like 5 more chapters to finish my plans. What am I
feel
going to
a
do?
little deflated here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. I'm gonna take 5.
Far Cry.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Pull
Yeah,
the
number
Far
4.
Cry ending. Yeah. What is that, Far Cry
Exactly.
4 or 5?
Yeah,
I forget which
It
one.
was 4.
Okay. Yeah, hey, I'm back. Sorry about that. That's it, God. The end. Anyway, sorry. We walk into the obvious trap. Lightsabers ignited.
Mm-hmm.
Poison gas. Okay. I'm assuming you want to lead them out, Liam, using your pass. Okay. So yeah, you get up to it's the same guard at the gate. You're like, I want to leave now. No, they seem to be regrouping. They have given up the chase at this point very quickly, as a matter of fact. And as you get there, like, well, I suppose you want to leave.
Aye.
Right, pass. Very well. Oh,
I like the idea that you've had it out the whole time,
Right.
and he asked for the pass, and you just
Anyway, yeah.
yeah. They do that. And yeah, you make your way out of the crowded area. The embassy isn't too far away. You can, as a matter of fact, still see the drow up there at the top, just now watching you as you make your way towards there. They seem to be in an area that has several embassies here. And of course, you see the 3 drow ones. And at this point, you actually do learn the names of them because they have the symbol and in both common and dwarven and elvish. a strange dialect of Elvish, but Elvish. The names of the houses written below their markings. One is, of course, House Bainray. One is, and this is the one that you did not identify, House Fain Tlabar.
I don't know how to.
No, nobody does. Apparently, the person who wrote it didn't, because it looks like they had to rewrite it a few times. That one kind of stands out because they have this really weird castle-like dark stone-ish architecture. Looks like they're kind of going for a Gothic thing, but didn't quite go all the way.
Give me a hint on how to spell that.
Yeah, I'll just put it in chat. How about that?
Okay.
That works.
I'm just sitting here like.
There you go.
Go with that.
And of course, you see House Zorlaren. And it, based on the look of the embassy, obviously is the most magical out of these three. You see floating continual flame stones lighting the area around it. Of course, everything is all purple and green themed, you know, as it goes.
It's Romulan?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, actually,
I mean,
pretty close.
Yeah.
They have suspiciously large shoulder pads. No, and the Zorlaren one is architectured more like a wizard's tower almost. Of course, they all have guards at the front, some elite warriors, along with what you are guessing is probably a wizard or cleric of some sort in each one. Obviously, Zorlaren has an obvious wizard, but you know, this is the welcoming party, the guards for each of them. I'm assuming you head up to Zorlaren. And the streets are empty around here, by the way. You're like the only people walking in the streets in this area.
So no stealth options. Got it.
I mean, there's stealth options, but there's no crowd.
You can't do that thing where you blend into the Assassin's Creed style crowd thing.
I'm a monk. No, you're not. I'm totally a monk.
These swords are standard issue. I'm thinking Liam should take point on this since he's the mage.
Okay. Well, without any, trying to think of the word, deception, I'm gonna walk right up to the front door.
All right. The wizard currently has his eyes closed, and the guards pay attention to you, but they don't seem to be too particularly concerned. And without opening his eyes, the mage says, Liam, you are expected?
We have an invitation from Zareth.
Yes, you do. I've been informed about this. Please. And you can see that with his eyes closed, he seems to look at each of you.
I'm sorry, this is actually one minor thing.
Mm-hmm.
Demon/devil sense.
Oh, you want to do it right now?
Yeah. Okay. I should have probably. Oh, that's a good roll. That's just perception, right?
Yeah, I think you have advantage if you're searching for demons too.
I do. You? Yep. So that's a minimal of 18.
Okay.
So let's see if I can get higher than that. Let's just try to be greedy. Oh, I can. 23.
All right. Aside from just a general sense, like there's just that tinge of uneasiness on the air.
There's a bit of cinnamon, and I can just smell.
Yeah, and
Like
you don't see any like presence of demons, like specifically right here. Although that one over there at Fain Tlabar, that what you think is now probably a priest, it's got some demonic taint on her, probably a summoner. You've sensed that kind of stuff before.
So other than her, the biggest demonic presence around here is me.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I probably should have asked this 2 sessions ago.
Okay.
But do I give off demonic vibes in a town that is trying very hard to ignore the presence of a demonic invasion?
I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, you kind of.
Well, you think if somebody with your particular set of skills investigated you, you probably would. But to the common person or guard, there's not really any way they would know.
Good to know. Mm-hmm. So if someone seeks me out, we can trade shop before we kill each other.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. There's obviously some larger presences in the city, but it's like smelling something that is very far away.
Okay.
Like there's some hot spots in here, but they're not here.
I'll have to do another ping if we ever get to meet the leader. Anyway, sorry. Wanted to be sure. Over to you, Liam.
Let's see. I need to just double check something on the spell real quick.
Never a good sign. The GM says, let me double check what this spell actually does.
Will this kill all of you or just some of you? Let me check.
I need dexterity saves from everyone.
Yeah.
No. The mage lingers a little bit on you, Mark, seemingly staring at you with his eyes closed, but he says, you may pass. Refreshments are awaiting you inside.
As long as they're better than that. Oh, right.
Yeah. No. No.
That smell at the bar, it was terrible. No, it's okay. I actually do have resistance to poisons and advantage on poison saves, so.
Yeah, you do.
Drink.
Yeah, I was going to say, need for
No, that's
you.
the
Guess
point.
what I don't have.
I'll be the one to drink. I'll be the Vorta here.
Mark, he says almost on cue, don't worry, it's not poisoned. That would be inappropriate for guests.
It's totally a drow thing to say.
I would never have expected such behavior from. God, I'm just at a loss for words. From such esteemed people that accept guests.
Hosts.
Hosts. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Is that actually what you're thinking?
No, that's what I say. Yeah.
Okay. He said he gives you like a wry smile, like he knows you're thinking it. He knows you're all thinking it. Aston, you feel a ping of doubt coming from Dawnbringer. But they open the way to you, and you see that there is a short path that leads up to the door. Has some spider motif on it, and it swings open as you see what is obviously a drow servant on the other side, opening up and welcoming you into what looks like a pretty lavish and actually fairly brightly lit area inside. You can tell the drow is squinting a little bit, like he's not really used to it.
Hello, Dobby. I will step to the side and gesture for my colleagues to go ahead and go in.
Yep. I'll step in.
Okay.
We'll sashay in.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. It's bold. Establishing dominance. I like it.
I'll do a front flip. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
man.
No.
One up in
this
each other.
This is
I know.
mildly relevant. Am I still large?
Yes.
Okay. So what I would like to think is I come in like I'm prepared to do this big thing, and then I forget I'm larger than I am, and so I like miscalculate, and so it's like
Mm-hmm.
and I recover, but meant to do that.
Drow servant says, "Of course, sir."
I did. I'm very good at monk things.
The thing that monks do.
Of course, I could tell immediately that you were a practitioner of the martial arts. So this inner area, again, it gives off this indication of a wizard sanctum, probably on purpose. You can see that they get down straight to business in this particular room. There is obviously a discussion table in the center of here, very elegant, looks like Zork wood, some Underdark wood. And there is what looks like probably one of the leaders, if not the leader, a drow woman who has some very fine, she actually seems to have some white gown on. It looks kind of silky. You're guessing spider silk. And she is standing next to a very high-backed chair, the only one around the table, of course. And there are already just 3 chairs prepared for you, smaller than hers. Although you get the feeling they weren't expecting two of you to be so large, so it might be a tight fit. But you're still technically medium-sized creatures, so that is what that is. And she says, as you begin entering, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintances. I am Zerith Quezorlaren, the matron mother of this house. We have many things I wish to discuss with you. And she looks around and says, I don't suppose you've brought anyone else with you, have you?
No, my lady. It was just the 3 of us.
Mm.
Every now and again, the urge to snark is so strong, and you just know you need to not.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Says, you're wise not to bring the outcast. Well, is there any refreshments you would like? Anything at all? We don't have to rush things. Tell us, come, let us eat, let us drink, and you can tell me what you are doing here, what you are wanting. Perhaps we can help each other out.
I mean, if you're offering, I'd love a cup of tea.
Oh, of course. What kind of tea?
Mushroom. It's all mushroom.
Oh, I know you are not used to the frankly, and she says, herbal teas of the Underdark. If you wish to have something that has been procured from the above world, we have plenty. Tell me, how long has it been since you've had food from the surface?
How long has it been?
It's been weeks. It's
Carry the
very
7, divide by 9. I think like 12 years. Feels like 12 years.
It's kind of, you'll have the sampler. And she snaps to the servant, who goes into the other room. You hear some more snapping, and almost immediately there is this obviously already pre-prepared platter of surface foods. There's meats, nuts, berries, reds, all sorts of stuff. Stuff you haven't seen in a while.
I want to do a thing, and I want to be as subtle about it as I can, but I want to basically ensure that I get the first bit of each food. Because I have poison resistance, but I want to play it off like I'm greedy and not that I'm making sure that they're not poisoning us.
Okay.
So that probably is a deception roll.
Yes, but I will give you advantage because they are expecting you to.
Well, that's good because that's a 3.
They're like, oh, of course.
That's an 18.
Okay.
So, yes. Oh, food! Thank God! Thank God! And I'm very specifically trying just like this thing, and then this thing, and then this thing, and then this thing, trying to get as much of a variety. So, how many Constitution saves do I need to run through here?
You don't have any Constitution saves.
Okay, I just die.
You mixed all the poisons together.
I made the super poison.
Yes.
Yeah,
but the drow will give you like a knowing glance, and she says, "As my guard assured, it is not poisoned."
Oh, what? This isn't poison. Or wait, no. Hang on. I've got the edge of a snark here. It's like it's poisoning me because it's too good or something like that. I don't know. I can't get.
I apologize for my friends.
Make a performance. Just performance.
Yeah,
How about that?
2.
2. All right. So you just say exactly that.
Damn it.
Oh.
Damn it. Okay.
She says, I will
Liam.
say, I apologize for my friend's enthusiasm.
No offense. It is something we've come to expect. Running an embassy, you see, you meet all sorts of creatures. But you should enjoy it too.
She just called
well.
me a creature.
Yeah, she did. But you should enjoy as well, Liam, and you as well, my friend of Cuillin.
that's gonna be a sticking point.
Yeah. You suspect it's probably not as bad since this is a more arcanely focused house, but yeah.
Yeah. I know, I get it. I worship a different god. I get it.
Tell me, sir. You have an interesting item with you, do you not? That sword. I've not seen
Much
something
would
like
you
it for
sell it
quite some
for?
time.
Yeah.
Please explain to me how you came across such a interesting item.
We need a code word for you should lie to this person. We need to come up. We need to come up with
Aston
code
has a
names.
high wisdom.
Yeah. Well, just as luck would have it, wandering around the Underdark, as you know, as a human, my eyesight's not the best.
Of course.
To say I stumbled across this would not be an exaggeration. And let me tell you, I've used this more as a light source than anything else. It is fantastic to be able to see semi-coherently. I don't have the gifts of the night as most Drow and most Underdark denizens do. It's been amazing. But yes,
Please
through
tell me
my-
she interrupts him and just starts saying, "No, I'm a demon slayer. He found me," and just starts just completely destroying the lie.
God,
Because we know other people can
No.
hear the
God.
sword. We've established
that'd be
that.
so dumb.
You think probably a month ago Dawnbringer would have done that, but it has the
Yeah, it's
capability to learn.
It's like dial it back just a smidge.
Yeah. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like, I want to kill these people, but
Easy.
they're not like demons. They're just,
They're just bad people, and I want to kill bad people.
They're unclean.
Yes.
like, you should allow me to do what I did to Asha. Purge the impurities.
Yeah. I will cleanse them all. Easy. Not now. Later.
No, but Zara says, oh, quite interesting. It is amazing what ancient artifacts you come across in the Underdark, isn't it? How humans just blindly stumble upon things from long, great civilizations and use them as their own. Do you know where it comes from? This light source.
It's simply a holy extension of Kellenvor himself, able to hand out the justice of those who would be judged at the end of death. I'm playing like the dumb.
Yeah, make me a deception
Cleric.
check.
Make the what check?
Deception.
Oh, okay, this will be bad.
Yeah.
11.
11. He says, don't worry. I am quite sure I know much more than you do. You have no need to hide anything from me here. I just would appreciate honesty. Now, Liam, you seem to be an intelligent person.
Oh,
Very intelligent person.
I'd like to think so, but I'd probably be wrong.
Well, no, I'm not so sure. As a matter of fact, you are a practitioner of the arcane arts, are you not?
Aye.
Oh, so is my house as well. It is our speciality. Would you be, I'm sure there are many mages in my employ that would enjoy trading knowledge with you.
How so?
A spell swap, I think they call it.
I'm certainly not opposed. I'm always looking to learn new techniques and new spells.
Oh, I'm sure you would. I mean, my mages always get so giddy when they learn that there's new knowledge to be had. Well, we can perhaps arrange that afterwards. I do have a question about you, as you know, of course, the leader of your group. What exactly is it you are seeking to do here in Gracklestog? We've, I don't mind sharing this. We've been tracking you for quite some time, but We're unsure as to what it is in particular you're seeking. And since you have unknowingly assisted us in the past, we'd be willing to maybe come to some sort of agreement to give you what you need. Is it some particular artifact you were seeking? Are you seeking to return to the surface world, to trade, to make your living here? What is it?
Well, we're looking to return to the surface, but we've found that in our travels there have been occasions where we've been useful in the local goings on, and we're not necessarily opposed to providing assistance if there's something that we find that we can be assistance provide. Wow, that is a horrible sentence. Jesus.
Okay, the food's very good, I understand.
The food is so good. It's assistance.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to have some.
Mega assistance.
No, she is picking at it, but you notice she very carefully tries to pick at plates that no one else has touched.
But yeah, I mean, end of the day, we're looking to return to the surface. But we found that we have, on occasion, been able to assist with some of the problems that the locals have had. We can tell that there are some problems here in Gracklestug.
Only you knew.
We had not yet determined if it was something that we were going to look into further, or if it was something that we were going to turn our backs on.
I see. Always the good doing sort to adventuring parties. I will not hide the fact that there are some very disturbing goings-ons in Gracklestug. Being the intelligent sort, you have no doubt guessed that there is an unfortunate demonic influence over this city. It's grown very quickly.
Can I do like a really fake?
Yeah. So, yes. Shocking.
You don't
I know.
say. Yeah.
What do you say, Mark?
Oh, sorry. I'm just.
Oh yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
It's my shocked face.
Yes.
But of course, you already knew that. As much as this, I swear, Gracklestug could learn a thing or two from Menzel Baranzan about keeping unfortunate information on the down low. You don't just catch them and release them; you catch them and kill them. But far be it from me to tell the High King the way to run his city.
Apparently, someone needs to.
Well, someone does need to, and unfortunately, the wrong people have been telling him how to run the city. And he has new council members that have been, unfortunately, too aggressive in advising him on ways to contain the demonic leakage. People who really have no idea what they are doing. And unfortunately, there is indeed truth to the rumors that there are isolated demonic attacks on the outskirts of the city. And as I'm sure you intelligent people are well aware, with the presence of demons brings assaults on the mind.
Aye.
The combination of all these factors has led to a very troubled city, one that is incredibly hard to work in. So, I will give you one more piece of information, and then I will ask you for a decision. So know this. You are currently pursued in Gracklestug. your escape from Velkenvelve that happened a month or so ago has not been unnoticed. And for about a month now, you have been pursued by an individual named Zalith, an inquisitor of sorts allied with House Mizrim. We are, of course, allied with House Mizrim as well, but if there's one thing I hate most, it's my allies.
That checks out.
8 allies.
Yeah.
They're coarse and they're irritating and they get everywhere.
There is a reward out for you, of course, and it is a substantial one. Not because you are in particular worth much, but it's a reclamation of pride, of standing. It's very embarrassing to have something like a mass prisoner escape. So Mizrim would love to make an example of you and Menzo Baranzan. And of course, if I see fit, perhaps I may turn you in for the reward, but not as of this time.
Curiosity, what are we worth right now?
Actually have we could probably negotiate close to 1,000 gold per head.
We didn't trash the place that bad before we left.
Oh, it's not that. It's the fact that you escaped. It's the fact that you have been a constant nagging thorn in House Mizrim. Every time we go to the council meetings, someone always brings up that Mizrim has let an entire party of prisoners loose and they've been unable to catch them, which I would also ask a question. Shortly after you arrived at that deep gnome pit hole, whatever it's called, you disappeared from vision. I am curious how you managed to accomplish that. Our casters were unable to locate you.
The player is trying to remember what happened.
I'd imagine it's the Phasers, right? Since that has magical dampening powers by design in that location.
Didn't we have to do a whole thing to prevent her from being interacted with that illithid? You remember that? Is that related to what she's mentioning?
Well, because back at the prison place, there was the Phasers, which was dampening the magic abilities. Also, she did the head prison lady did open up a rift to the demon plane when they summoned something, and then that went sideways because of wild magic, if I remember correctly, because of the Phasers aggravated it even more. So I'm wondering if that has like a adverse effect on being able to be tracked if it opens too much of a rip in planar reality. I'm not trying to say that.
Yeah,
right.
but they're talking about tracking us.
Right, but they've lost track of us when we left that area.
Oh, sorry. She said you lost track of you after you entered the deep gnome area.
Oh. Oh, God, why would that be?
Yeah.
No, you don't have to reveal your secrets. That's fine. I was merely curious.
And we literally don't know. No,
Perhaps I could pay for information if
actually, I think I do.
you're willing to reveal it.
Have an idea.
But know that you are tracked, and it is likely that you will be ambushed as soon as you walk out of this place, unless you are under our protection. So, I'm willing to give you an offer straight up. Completely protected route to the surface, free of all other involvement from the other houses, in exchange for the artifact that you have, Sir Cleric of Kelimvor. No questions asked, and we will leave you as soon as you reach the surface.
So she wants the sword?
Yes.
Ham sandwich.
I was gonna say, that's my initial response, but
I mean, we can kill our way out of here if we have to. I'd just rather not.
Do we have any other options?
Yeah.
Like,
Of course. I had to throw that out there. You never know when somebody will just walk into a good deal, right?
I mean, it's not that I'm opposed, but
it's not really mine to give since I've kind of grown attached to the sword.
I see. I see. Now Dawnbringer is in your head just saying, please no, please no.
Don't leave me with the bad one. Don't leave me with the bad one.
Because, no. Then I'll make you an alternate deal. We will offer the same protection to the surface. We'll keep Zalith off of your back while you're in the city. And on the way up to the surface, as long as you can solve a little political problem that we have. And of course, if you fail in this, we will completely disown you.
Typical.
That's how politics work.
Yeah, sadly, yeah.
dun, 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 dun. Sorry.
How do you feel about assassinations?
Marek, you want to take this one?
I point to the barcode on the back of my head.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. Yeah. Agent 47, your target this week.
I'm sure he's a thoroughly evil Duergar. One that happens to reside in the council and has been a thorn in our side for quite some time. Unfortunately, crop poison is not particularly effective against Duergar. Out of all the places they'd send me to, it's a place that's occupied by dwarves.
I know, right?
But if you could perhaps take care of this little matter for me, it's relatively unimportant. Actually, a newer council member, so he wouldn't really be missed.
Do they have any involvement with the current edicts that are preventing people from leaving?
Mainly the trade ones, so perhaps yes, but there's no telling what will really happen if he has to lose his seat. But we may be able to more influence the city if he's gone. If there's any particular edicts you are looking to lift or perhaps put in place.
Suddenly, the path to power has been laid before us.
Yeah, I'd like to get elected to the Duergar City Council.
Well, unfortunately, you're not a Duergar.
Yeah.
I don't actually recall if, and she thinks for a moment, the closest you would probably get as a non-Duergar is likely a high-level position on the Merchant Council. It's very unprecedented that there would be a non-Duergar on the actual Royal Advisory Council. Of course, if you could establish an important organization such as the, I don't know, the Clan Cairn Gorm, then perhaps you would have a personal connection to the Deep King, but that's quite something else. And Stone Giants, of course, if you don't know what Clan Cairn Gorm is, are the seers of Gracklestug, and they live somewhere underneath the city, but they have the King's Ear. They are very well known for their prophecy.
Okay. Can the council member be removed without force, and would that still satisfy your request, or does he?
I mean, the answer is yes, but to be quite honest, if we could do that, and I personally would have done so already. I mean, it's quite frankly very easy to remove somebody from the council, but you would have to provide proof that they had erred against the laws in some way. And if there's anything that Duergar lords lairds are very careful about, it's not running afoul of the law. I'm sure you've heard that the ultimate punishment for breaking the law here is death.
Yes. Well, if he's a new council member, and there's been an increase in supposedly demonic activity, if we could tie him to that or find proof of him causing that, that seems to be a quick way to remove him from his seat.
I'm sure if you have some way of doing that, that would work, yes. I, for the life of me, cannot think of a way to do that. But if you have means, then by all.
All of these contacts with the Imperium of Man, they seem to really like rooting out heresy. So well, I think we can get this done. Now, okay.
I smell heresy.
Yeah, exactly. Exterminatus. It's a bit much.
Interesting approach, but I mean, yeah, it is entirely up to you, to be quite honest. It makes little difference whatever route you approach. Just know that if you're caught, then we'll completely disown you. The individual is the Laird of Clan Firehand, the Smelters. So Laird Firehand is your target.
May I ask what he's done to warrant this removal?
He's in the way,
It's
obviously.
politically inconvenient for us.
Oh my god, I was joking.
You cut me
like, you
off
can
on
make
the
an
line
insight
at
check.
Subway.
Actually, that would amuse me if her whole motivation was just. So this one time I was in line and he butted ahead of me.
Yeah, just total petty slight.
Kill him.
I want him dead.
He cut me off on the right. It was green. I had the right of way. Yeah.
Exactly. He took
Pronounced my
the
name
last
wrong.
donut. Who does that?
Yeah, honestly. I hadn't had one yet. I mentioned it out loud. All right.
Yeah, he knew I wanted it.
Suddenly picturing the guy with the stapler in Office Space.
Milton.
Milton, yeah.
Took my stapler. That was my stapler. Okay. This is my office now. I'm
Gonna burn this whole
to
place
the
down.
ground. Yeah.
Great.
If you accept, then I will give you your protection to go around the city. If not, you are free to leave, but I cannot offer you any sanctuary from Zalith.
All eyes turn towards Guido or Liam. Like, okay, have you seen the 700,000 competitive shows that are out there? Like, there's cooking and there's knife making and there's like, sewing. That's like, you are the worst of the Fireforge champion. Turn in your sword, And so it's that moment. It's like all eyes turn to Liam, and rather than just him answering, they've got to drag it out for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Your cake is an atrocity against man.
Yes.
You must
Afraid
leave.
You must leave now immediately. And then it cuts to a shot of Liam talking straight to the interviewer. And I'm really sad that I didn't get to assassinate the Firehand, but honestly, they were just the better assassin. That's just how it is.
And I've learned so much along the way.
I have. It was really a treat to be a part of this experience.
This would be ending with Liam will say, and my answer is tune in next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they cut it off right there, because of course they do. And there's always the sound effect. You ever notice the sound design on those?
Oh, yeah.
They pepper every scene with, and they have like the rattlesnake, for the something tense has happened kind of moment. It's just
When nothing tense has happened.
yeah, no, there's just a rattlesnake thing. I'm mostly trying to give Guido more time to think here.
I have to take meds here, so.
Oh, no, so I got to give him even more time to think. Let's see. One of the other things that irritates me that they do on those things is they play up every tiny little thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's I can't believe. Okay, so my sister was watching just yesterday. My sister was watching one of the Forge Champions or whatever. They're making swords and stuff.
Yeah.
It's the same format. That's the exact same. They're just making swords instead of cakes.
Right.
And this one dude was like, making a sword, and it smashed through this massive like lamb bone. And he's like, oh, the edge dented a little bit. Zoom in on the edge. There's a tiny thing there. I just can't believe that edge is there. This is one of the most suspenseful, terrifying moments in my life, thinking that edge is there, and I can't possibly deal with it. Then it cuts to the other guy. Yep, sorry, that edge, it's just a little dented, and they just mash this point in over and over. And I'm just sitting here thinking, it's.
They had no content to work with.
No, they did.
Yeah.
They had nothing to do, so they had to blow it up into nothing. And they do this.
Get a file and fix it. It's gonna be okay.
They literally do this on every freaking one of these. I saw one with my step parents years ago, which was a cake show. And you know how they do the icing on the top to me?
Yeah.
And one of the loops was like a little bit longer than the others. And they did the same thing with that. Oh my God, super zoom in on the loop. This is unprofessional. If this is on my wedding cake, I wouldn't accept this. I would turn this in right immediately. I would demand a refund. This is not this cake is unacceptable. And it just totally blown it out of proportions.
5-layer cake has a loop out of place.
Yep.
Throw it away.
Amazing the amount of drama that we have come to find acceptable and expect.
Mm-hmm. We need that level of dun at every moment, because we can't just have a moment where it's like, oh, sorry, I screwed up the loop. That's okay.
Yeah.
We can't.
That's why I just fast forward to the conclusion, because it'll save you a lot of time.
That's true. All right, let's see
these
who
5
won.
guys. Oh, this dude won with that sword. Okay, great, cool. Next episode.
Cool. Yeah. Let's see what the next one. That's a cool sword. Next. All right, you ready, Liam? What's our call here? We're probably going to end this episode on this, given the time. You said you were going to chop off early, right?
We've got about half an hour, so
Okay. And then you hit stop stream right there.
as much as I don't endorse Cuillin as a
I prefer burning to killing. There's your line.
but I think, given the circumstances, we might find it in ourselves to.
Well, now you got a seducer. It's in the rules. He donated
Wait, what?
for it. Laura Reloaded in chat just donated for him to seduce her.
Quick charisma check.
Jay, you got it. It's the rules.
Yep.
It's the rules.
All
You
right.
got to seduce.
Well, I
So
mean,
it is.
Wow, this is going to go over well.
yeah, this is in the bylaws. I guess we got to do this
Yeah. All right. Roll the
real quick.
This is so straight charisma because I don't have seduce as a skill. That's a 10.
I was hoping for a 20.
So how does this start?
So I like the idea that he's trying to think about, the assassination mission. He's like, I always get more into assassination when I'm in the right moment. You know what I mean?
Different camera angle, different lighting.
Yeah.
Gong. Like the saxophone music in the
there's a
background.
shine on his tooth.
Perfect. It's like you slip into the old noble habit, just
Yep, just back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the light does change; it visibly dims.
I leave.
Yeah.
Just straight up.
just for a moment, and then it comes back.
Oh,
up.
Bahamut, save me. Please, Bahamut, get me out of here right
And
now.
she seems
she
to be at a. Bob was like, "Oh, now this is when you're praying to me."
Look, see what's going on here?
No, she seems just for a moment, uncharacteristically at like a loss for what to do. And then she goes back to her plastic smile and just acts like nothing happened and says, I'm waiting for your answer.
So, like I was saying, as much as I don't necessarily endorse this this kind of transaction, as it were, Given the political climate, we do need to do something to help the people who are trapped in Gracklestug. And if this will allow people to start to leave, I think it might be in our best interests as well as theirs.
So selfless.
Aye.
Of course, it will be in everyone's best interests for this to happen. Very well, then. We have a deal. And she says, as she stands up, feel free to stay as long as you would like. You cannot overstay your welcome. I have other matters to attend to if we are finished with our deal. The servants will see you out, and they will assure your protection while you are through the city. And she turns without waiting for a response and goes and leaves through the door.
So as she's leaving, I want to ask two questions. First, you had mentioned an exchange of magic.
Says, oh yes, and she doesn't even look at you and says, the servant will take care of that.
Okay. And is there any way that we could not be escorted? The escort will definitely impede our ability to take care of this matter.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, so that's a natural 20, so 24.
Nice.
So you successfully seduce her.
She says, take me now.
Perfect. Going to plan.
No, she stops and she turns around and looks at you, Liam, and says, very well. I wish to be discreet.
Aye.
I believe we can arrange that. Yes. You will have an escort per se, but they will be all but invisible.
That would be much preferred. But
you won't know they're there, and neither will anyone else.
As long as we know who they are.
They will make themselves known to you. And then they will disappear. All right. And she turns to the servant and would she realize this? Let's see. Yeah, probably not. She says in Elvish to the servant, fetch one of the handmaidens to escort them. And then she finishes leaving.
Hang on, I feel like I missed that. You successfully asked her to not get an escort, right?
For the escort, well, so
be subtle.
Yeah, I was originally asking to not be escorted, but the compromise is the escort will be subtle.
You got a 24. Okay.
Oh, don't worry, you're getting what you asked for.
Yeah.
All right. And she takes off. You still have a large amount of food, and the servant seems to be waiting to see if you will finish it. But he says, Mr. Liam, your spell book is with you.
Aye.
Good. And he cast a spell, and you can tell immediately it's a message.
Okay.
And whispers something into the air, and very soon a mage. As a matter of fact, the one that you met at the entrance comes in.
The blind one?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he's got his eyes open now.
Sure.
He doesn't seem to be like physically blind.
Oh, he got better. Okay.
Yeah. And
Turn me into a newt.
yeah, I got better. And he says, well, I've been instructed that I should share my knowledge with you. You should know there is some that is off limits, but I believe that is likely beyond your capabilities, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Very well.
I have such a spell book for this occasion. You see, he opens up his cloak, and he has a couple spell books.
Okay.
And he pulls out one of the relatively smaller ones, and goes over to the table. Says, "I suppose we'll just do it here." And cracks it open. You notice he doesn't even ask for your spell book. He seems like he's like content that
Okay.
you have nothing to offer him.
Okay.
And yeah, he pulls it out and places it in front of you, and you have access at the moment to a spell list, which I shall
Good. Just put it
post
in
Discord.
Discord. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll decide on that later.
He has some pretty high level stuff in there, but I'm guessing some of these things you'll be able to use. Now you will need components for these, just a normal spell copying cost, but on the house, the draw will offer you a certain amount of components, just not infinite, and I'll let you know how much it is in Discord.
Okay.
Because I'm sure this will be some paperwork that has to be done afterwards.
Likely.
Yeah. Now, if you want to stay here and copy spells, it's going to be a bit. So I guess it's up to whatever everyone else wants to do, because it takes a while to copy these.
I mean,
I immediately kill the woman.
Okay. You can try.
Inevitable.
We are only level 6, which is really low level for the Underdark. Like we're pathetic. We need a level. We need to go do something in level.
Yeah. So
We need
the long and
power.
short of it is you do have access to this embassy right now, so you can come and go. So Liam, if you want to put a bookmark in it, you can come back later and copy some stuff.
okay.
Or if you want to do it right now, you can. It's entirely up to you.
At this point, I mean, we've got 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
So I think that sounds kind of boring for something that can be handled off books, as it were.
Sounds
Okay.
like we need a montage.
Gonna need a montage.
Yeah. So
Okay. Yep. We'll handle that later. We'll just
Yeah.
assume that the appropriate amount of time will pass between you copying and what happens next.
yeah.
Okay. You copy stuff. You probably will spend the night, which you actually have a room here. It's spider motifed, but
Perfect.
they have, being an embassy, some guest quarters. You get the feeling that a lot of the people here don't like you. You never see the matron mother like ever after that first initial encounter. You're really only attended by servants. So you get your copying done. Appropriate amount of time passes, and what next?
I think we need to get some more information on what's his name?
Uh,
Mr.
Lard
Soon to be dead.
Firehand.
Mr. Soon to be dead. Yeah.
Yep, Laird Firehand.
Are
What are
we
you
out?
thinking?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say this in character until we're out of the embassy. And I'm going to wait until the handmaiden isn't near us.
Oh yeah, about the handmaiden. By the way,
I was gonna
you
say,
do get
'cause we've got a tail now.
well, you do get approached about an hour into the copying, and it's a drow woman. She seems to be fairly plainly dressed, and she informs you, Liam, that she has taken care of any potential problems that might arise with Zalith.
Okay.
And if you need her, she shows you a drow sign language
Okay.
thing to do, and then she will be there momentarily. But other than that, she's not going to be around.
Okay. That's terrifying, but excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say why don't we head back to the pub where we can have a private conversation that is, nice and a nice quiet place where no one will be able to overhear us because of the din of everyone else shouting.
It's genius.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, by the way, Mark, your demon senses are like stinking when this handmaiden is in the presence of.
No, I actually assumed that because Lolth is a demon or the equivalent, really. He is the next best thing to a demon.
Okay. Yep. So you got up there heading towards the end.
Okay, hang on. I have a really horrible thought.
Okay.
So I can absorb demonic power.
This has happened before.
Going to try and absorb the handmaiden.
I mean, I'm just saying, if we decide to cut ties, that's a good way to do it.
Wow.
If nothing else, it might depower her a little for when we have to kill her.
When we inevitably have to betray them.
Because that's where we're going. We're going to have to kill her. In all honesty, though, when we're in the crowd, I will finally be like, so we're not actually killing this guy, right?
That's why I immediately kind of offered up the option of perhaps removing him without violence and death and pestilence.
I mean, I don't mind you getting some info and trying to get into because we still need to figure out what's going on with the king and fix him, preferably in a non-killy way. But like, I know I'm all about killing, but we probably should fix him in a non-killy way. But we can't just kill some random dude because we have been bribed to. We are not hitmen.
Yeah.
So
never mind.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So I covered the tattoo. All right. So the point here. So if we get to the point where we need to do that, I could try to absorb from her. Well, Liam, you do whatever you do to knock her down because that's a freaking priestess of Lolth, in case it isn't really obvious. And then we've made another drow enemy, which just I think that's up to 3 houses at that point that we'll be enemies of.
Collect the full set.
Yeah, I mean it's not exactly a huge loss if I'm being completely blonde, but
the matron did say that she was not opposed to us dealing with the situation in other
non-killy ways.
Yeah. So,
well,
the other problem is that if we do this either her way or our way, there's really no guarantee that she won't just, after the job's done, immediately turn us back over to her house.
I mean, she flat out said there's a big bounty for us.
Yeah. I mean, if nothing else, for the face that they save by doing that, I don't trust her. My buddy over here, Mr. Akbar, says it might be a tarp.
Admittedly, Miserum has been unable to catch us so far. Now, I don't know if that's dumb luck or...
Have you met us?
So far it's been dumb luck. Maybe we can actually be able to influence that somewhat.
Yeah.
Well, so here's a thought. House Fine? I wrote it down. I don't know how to pronounce it now.
Slabber?
Tlabar or whatever, yeah. Let's go check that out real quick. Let's just get some intel on them.
Very well.
Oh, so you go across the street to house.
Yeah, just
Right
across the
next
street.
door. The next embassy over.
The one that semi looks like a dark stone Gothic castle.
Yeah. And just kind of peek at it, and be like, what kind of response do we get? Like, how hostile are they?
They're definitely the guards up front. Two elite guards and one, not a wizard, definitely a priestess. They look at you suspiciously because you're leaving one of the other houses.
And then just going straight to it. Not even being subtle about it.
Yeah.
Not even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk up, and you can call me on a deception roll here if you want, but I'm going to be like, sorry, don't mean to interrupt. I was just dealing with house idiot boys over there. And you got some demons in there. And I say it really quiet, like.
You look at the priestess of Loth and ask if you have demons in there.
I'm just curious. As a fellow.
Short answer, yes.
It's just there's a sweet scent in the air. I'm sure you know what I mean.
Sure, make me a deception check.
Okay. Oh, thank God. A20, because
I was gonna say, should I roll initiative now or?
I mean, if we start the houses fighting each other, that could work in our favor.
Within minutes.
The priestess doesn't answer, but one of the guards does, seemingly in her. She has a mixture of what in the world are you doing, and I just don't like dwarves in general.
Yeah.
She's staring at you. And the guard that answers you seems more confused than anything.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, what exactly do you think we do here? Of course there are demons here. He pulls aside his tabard, and you see like this big symbol of Loth on it.
So does that mean House Zorlaren are not faithfuls of Lolth?
No, they are definitely faithful of Loth. How dare you speak ill?
But there's
of
no
one of the drow
demons
houses.
there.
That's a super hard sell.
I mean, in all sincerity,
So
I
I'll
didn't
give you
detect any
this.
demons over there. I just detected demons at this place.
You did roll very high, so I will give you this. You can tell that you have confused him.
Yes.
Because it's just one of those things where it's like, there's definitely no way there's demons there, but why in the world is this random guy bringing this up? If he didn't know something.
I'm sure it's nothing. Anyways. What else to you? And then I'll just leave.
You can see both of them like talking to each other, and then the priestess like slaps one of them over the head.
Damn it. I was hoping to get the rumor mill going at least a little bit.
Well, I mean, who
It's
knows,
guaranteed.
right?
Okay, so I go to the bar and start immediately talking to everyone about how House Zorlaren is not loyal to Lolth. I can't believe it. We were actually in there, and they flat out said that what's it, Lathander? No,
Lathander, wait a minute.
We just own Lathander.
that Calivore is legit. I mean,
Well, yeah.
and they even said something positive about Shar. For God's sakes, I don't even know what that's all about.
So you're all on your way back to the inn.
Mhm.
Spreading rumors the whole way there.
Yeah. You get into the foreign area, which unbelievably is even more crowded than it used to be, just from the small amount of time that you spent in the embassy. And you're on your way back. And as you're approaching the inn, oh, by the way, that coffee has worn off by now. It turns out it lasts about an hour. And there's a little bit of a downer where you're a little bit smaller than you originally were for about another hour.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So it's got an upper and a downer, you know.
Now you know.
Really good though. You're like, got any more of that big league surprise?
Just need one more. I'm good for it.
I've just got,
No,
I've got
it's-
it. I've got the,
It's not like that.
I can pay. I can pay.
Good to see you reloaded. He actually just cheered, can we impact the NPC to go and ask a few of his superiors?
Well, I think he did. I think he asked the priestess. That's why she
Well,
smacked him over the
slapped
head.
him, yeah.
I mean, you'll You'll find out, right? Find out what happens.
To be continued.
Like probably 8 or 9 sessions from now, that'll come back in some way.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna brought down 2 whole noble houses of that
just,
because I just
randomly.
I wouldn't put your ambitions that high. Not without a little more work.
Now I'm challenged.
Yeah, now it's started.
Yeah, Drow are used to dealing with rumors, so they may just have these guys executed. We'll see. So you're on your way, and you're like, I gotta get my coffee fix and go check around. You realize you don't see like Erie or anyone around here, so maybe they're still dealing with customs. Who knows? But as you're making your way through a crowd, you hear this incredibly loud sound that just breaks above the whole entire crowd.
And the Demogorgon erupts in the middle
Demogorgon
of the
does not
town.
erupt.
I was actually legitimately worried about that, if I'm being honest.
No. It's the sound of stone on stone struck in an incredibly hard manner. It's just like a lightning crack. And you see over by one of the walls, what looks like a piece of a building has been hurled against the wall and has created this immense sound. And people just jump and start and immediately begin moving away from there.
My eyes are going to immediately track towards the path where it came from.
Same.
Yep. You see, tracking that really quickly, you see moving amongst the buildings, there seems to be a huge creature. As a matter of fact, it is a giant, a gray-skinned stone giant. They're kind of tall and lithe, dressed very plainly, with the exception of in one of his hands, he seems to have like a piece of a building that he has broken off. And he obviously just finished with his other hand throwing another piece into the wall. And as that happens, he gives this incredible shout of pain. And you see one of his hands just like clutches the side of his head. And he is just screaming like an absolute agony. And you see sprouting from right next to his other head, another one emerge from his shoulders. And this head is also screaming, although it seems to be shouting in some demonic language. Ooh. And Mark, your demon senses suddenly just go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure something's going. And demonic over here, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he is shouting what seems to be.
It's the lyrics to
Gibberish?
One-Winged Angel has just started firing up.
Oh, I thought it was like reciting a shopping list really loud.
Yeah. It's like milk, eggs, lettuce. No, it's words.
Okay.
But actually, go ahead and make me a religion check.
Okay. Uh, 17.
17. Okay. You recognize a prophetic type message when you hear one, except, I mean, obviously, you don't normally hear these in a demonic language. He is shouting that the rock has become flesh and it thinks itself alive. He is shouting about the shores of the heavens, and this is something that I will post in Discord because we probably don't need to deal with this at the moment because we'd have to go in like 1 minute.
Yes.
It is time, yep.
But we will leave off there.
With rolling initiative.
It depends on if you want to get involved with this.
I'm charging. I'm in there.
But we'll leave off with this to deal with next time.
Yeah. Next time on One Punch Man.